Alright, hello, and welcome to Jurassic World Evolution 3. It has sure been a long time coming, but here we are in the third game at long last. So, it's been a minute. And I apologize for everyone who tried tuning into the live streams for it not quite working out as we had hoped, but I can get back to making a normal series now, which is fun. I am still a university student, and I am still dealing with the repercussions of being a university student. But the thing about university is that it has good moments and it has not good moments. And I'd like to think that I'm at a point in my life where I'm getting a lot of the good moments. Vision on transmit. That doesn't make a difference. So, I don't know. I'm at a very unique time in my existence as a student and as, I guess, a human being. So, yeah, and that's sort of my little rant, or like as much of the little rant as we're gonna get today. So, okay, let me go into R real quick. Turn the move snap off. And is this door stupid? The answer may shock you. But yeah, no. I know that everyone likes tuning in for my... Ah! That's unfortunate. R. U. I need line to surface, because otherwise the game will kill me. And I need position snap back on. Here. Now. This is really inconvenient. Because it just barely doesn't fit. That should do it. Yeah, so anyways, we're building a park. That's the gist. I'm realizing now I should have turned this around, as this is the entrance. Whoops. I'll just say that. Okay. We'll have multiple entrances. Yeah, that'll make sense. It's doing that thing where it's not giving me the widget. Or not the widget, but the things. Oh, are you just... Or maybe... There we go. Okay, we're gonna turn this entire building around. But that'll be a later problem. Let me get this entrance here. Like that little side entrance there. We're gonna build the walls up around that. Can I change this one's color? I can. I want Innovation Center colors. Which are this. Yoink. Yoink. That is not what I clicked. There we go. But yeah, no. Life is a strange thing sometimes. And that's something that nothing ever really prepares you for. Is just how overwhelmingly complicated things can get. And I learned something, or I found out about something going on recently that it's it's something I wasn't supposed to be too affected by, but I'm thinking about it, and it's very hard for me not to think about it, and it has been affecting me. You know, a friend of mine has been quite sick, and so I learned very recently sort of the extent of how I guess bad it really is, but you know, and they're strong and everything, and I feel like I shouldn't be too worried, but I can't really help myself, you know, because this is a person that I value, and it just makes me really I guess scared in a lot of ways, but I don't know, you can't really know sometimes, and that's kind of the bitch of it all, is that, like, we don't get to know, you know, that in which we don't know, and that sucks. But, like, that's life. I just, you know, I wish that things could be simpler, and I wish that things could be less terrifying. That's not how it goes, is it? It isn't. Sometimes life is just scary, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I guess this is one of those times. And I don't know, I hate that feeling of powerlessness when, you know, when someone in your life is hurting and you want to help, but you can't. And that's it's something I'm struggling with, because I'm a young person, and you know, I think it's a normal thing to struggle with, you know, dealing with these very like, I don't want to say mature things, but these difficult things. That's inconvenient. I don't know, it's a very emotional time, I'll say. And I don't know, I'm not one to get, you know, I say this as I am scared, but I don't know, it's never been something that I really thought about, you know, as myself. I'm not a person who gets too worried about these things a lot of times, you know, because I haven't had to be. The undo button just decides not to work sometimes, and it bothers me to no end. Sometimes the game just decides, hey, you don't get an undo button anymore. Yeah. Great topic shift. But, you know, I fear for many things. Is this on the wrong layer? Is that why everything was fucked up? The answer is yes. Okay. How do I fix it, though? Like, this should not... Why are you not letting me do an advanced move? Oh, it's because it's on the grid. You suck, you know that. Okay, here's what we do. we delete it. Duplicate it. Shift it down. There, that's aligned. Delete. Advance move. There we go. Problem solved. Yeah, I know. And anyways, yeah, it's very early for me to be getting depressed in #dinosaur game, but I think that that's part of what makes my channel, for the 5 people watching it. It's me, and this is a part of my life. And there's nothing that really can be done about it. There's nothing that needs to be done about it. It's just I just needed a thing. I needed a way to talk about it. And so I guess that's what I'm doing now. Since, as mentioned many other times on this channel, is I don't like therapy. Not that I think therapy doesn't work. I know therapy works. But it's just never been something that has particularly jived with me. And I think that that's just, you know, it's made life trickier in some ways and easier in others, but I don't know. I worry a lot about things that I think I shouldn't a lot of times, but other things I feel like it's necessary to worry about. And this is one of those things that I've been assured I shouldn't worry, but I can't help it. Once again, the undo button is deciding not to work, because the game fucking hates me. Like, the undo button will work one time, and then just decide all of a sudden, hey, no more. No, whatever. Anyways. Is that aligned? Or is that a little off? That's a little off. Or no, that's aligned. That's where I have it on the other ones. But yeah, no. I worry about my future. I worry about my friends' futures, and I don't think that that's unreasonable. I think that that's a very logical thing for people to do. Is to think about the things that could happen, or, you know, potential problems. And I think I'm at that age where, you know, you start becoming a real human being. And that's incredibly scary of a concept of being a... Because what even is it to be an actual person? What is anything? You know, and that's terrifying to think of. Like, you know, that all this time you've just been doing the free trial, and now it's real. Now you're playing the game. The undo button is once again not working, because the game hates me. But yeah, no, life is confusing and hard, and I struggle a lot with seeing how good things can be. And so I think that's something I need to work on. Definitely is. But similarly, I don't think I'm horribly in the wrong for being worried or being scared. I think that that's a normal reaction to any of this stuff. You know, because life is impossible. please. Yay! And as impossible as life is, what isn't impossible is making a sick-ass entrance to my Jurassic Park. And, you know, even this is not great, but let me get some windows. For some windows, I need sandstone? Is that the vibe we're going with? Not really jiving with it. Let's do one here. No, I don't want hotel. Operations. Okay, we'll go back to none. That is not the default. Okay, and suddenly duplicate. Duplicate. There we go. Get a window over here to cover up that. Okay, this is not, it's not perfect. I'm looking at it and it's becoming increasingly obvious that it's not perfect. But I'm gonna have to live with it. I'm going to have to. I have no choice in the matter. There are a few things in life you can control. And this is not one of them. Okay, can you position snap to where I want you to? Okay. Okay. Global grid. Okay. I'm just gonna put it here. I'm gonna eyeball it. It's eyeballed. And that is what we call good enough. Okay, let's get some planters. You know, I like being able to sit down and talk about stuff, which is, you know, I think it's a good thing. Let me corner piece. And I think that's one of the great things about having this kind of channel slash platform that I don't really have, but I like to pretend I have. It's like I get to be myself and I get to talk. And that's, you know, that's the great thing. Now, there are negatives. Of course there's fucking negatives. I feel I don't do this for views. You know, obviously. But I feel there's a sense of validation I get from if a video does well, and there is a sense of invalidation I get when something I work hard on does poorly. And like, you know, that's not a healthy way of looking at things. Like, I'm aware of that. However, it's also really hard to fight that. and not like have your self-worth basically like affected when something you work hard on is seemingly not cared for or not cared about. And that's, that's a very vain, in a manner of speaking, way of viewing something that should be just really fun. Because this isn't my job. I don't. If this was my job, I'd be doing terrible at it. But it's something I do to unwind, and it's something that I've been using as a way to avoid some of the craziness in my life that's been going on. Which, I have it pretty good. And that's not me trying to brag or anything, but I am very, very fortunate for people in my life and for everything of that nature. Incredibly fortunate. But that, I don't know if that means that I should just, force myself to be okay when I'm not really doing okay, And I don't think that that's unreasonable. Okay, I am stealing this, yeah, I don't want to steal that. Let me... No, but like I'm very fortunate, and I'm glad that I have the life I do. But all the while, there's still things that I sometimes can't help but wish were different. And I think that's a natural reaction to a lot of things, but it just sometimes gets tricky to to not feel invalidated almost, because I know that I have a lot going for my existence, and it just, these are all very minor problems in the grand calculus of the fucking universe, but oh, that's really unfortunate if this is... No, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, we're just gonna make the entrance sign even. We can't make it smaller. I beg your pardon. Pardons are being begged right now. Okay. That's so inconvenient. I'm not happy with that. I'm not proud of that. But that sure is what we're going to be doing. Actually, no it's not. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull that out. We're going to lift that up. We're going to sink that in there. And we're basically going to make the movie logo. I can totally do this. I can totally do this. I can totally do this. Can I do this? Okay. Tilt that back. Because this is going to be hidden, in such a way, I think I'll be able to get away with it. I'm not confident that I'll be able to get away with it, but I think it's possible. If I play these cards right. Okay. No. Alright. Give me a moment. I gotta think about this. This isn't a T-Rex. This, I think, is. Let me look at this game. Do I have all the pieces for it, though? Because that's giving Sauropod. This is also giving Sauropod. No, it's going to be this one. It's got to be this one. And if it's not that one, it at the very least is as close as I'm going to get. Alright, I can totally make this work. Hello? Okay. I'm gonna have to do this manually, because I'm gonna have to, I want to control the angle. Cool. Okay. Shut up, guy with a car. I don't really have the claws, though, do I? I got these, but these are not correct. That's giving much more hip than anything. I have these Indominus Rex claws, which one I can't flip. Okay, it bothers me that they give us right hands but not left hands. Unless they're... No, they wouldn't. Yeah, no, those are just statues. Those are just statues. That's how I cope. That's how I cope. Those must just be statues. Those must just be statues, right? I think this is the best I'm going to be able to do. But it's facing the wrong direction. Okay. Tilt that down. Scale it down. Why is that all the way out there? Advance move. Go down. Out. Here. Scale it back up to 1. Press that in. Back down. That's a terrible, terrible anchor point. That's fine. Circle is what I need. Yeah, sorry if my commentary is a little all over the place. I am attempting to lock the hell in. So, if you would oh so kindly... This is not... This is not what the picture looks like at all. I don't want a pool. But I don't want a fountain either. Frontier, I don't think that that's a circle. Put it like this, and then R, and then go back, then go up. Is there a semicircle? Perchance? Any chance that we have a semicircle? These are all forced to be on the grid. I need a semicircle. This is not a semicircle. This is a pool, and also not a semicircle. The roofs, I guess. No, my roofs are also on a grid. Signs again. Signs is kind of the only thing that I've got, like, rooting with me. Come on. Is there a... I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. And now I need concrete. Firm. I guess it's on the grid, it's on the grid. Well, okay. This is our entrance. I think that that's a neat little entrance. Let me give it some greenery. Little flowers. Very big little flowers. Everything in this game is fucking massive. Which is always a pleasure when dealing with really small areas. Dealing, getting all these massive pieces that don't properly connect. And the undo button still doesn't fucking work. So I have to... whatever. Foliage. Yeah, I don't know why my luck with Jurassic World Evolution is just so odd sometimes. Like, sometimes it works like a damn charm, and then other times, not so much. And, like, I can't seem to figure out why that is. Like, sometimes the undo button is amazing, and it loves me. And other times, it just decides to hate me for, like, no particular reason. And it just makes life so difficult. And also, the stems on those plants don't work. which is another thing that I question as to how that happened. But, you know, the game's new, things are bound to not fully work, because that's just how the modern way of video games works, which I have come to accept, because that is fine. The industry has changed, you know. Do I like how it's changed? No. But do I acknowledge that it has changed, and that, you know, I cannot expect perfect, like, products on day one, because this is people's livelihoods, and they need to keep working, and they need to maintain employment status. Like, I'm aware of this. I don't like that the industry has become very predatory against the consumers in that way. But at the same time, we live in a capitalist society. That's how it works. That's how it goes. And like, there's a delicate balance between wanting things to improve and complaining. And I think I need to make sure that I maintain that balance, because I do not want to put any blame on the developers of these games, because these games are massive, and they are a labor of love. Frontier does so much for the community and for all sorts of just stuff in general, that like I don't want to come across as someone who isn't acutely aware of that and isn't sensitive to that. Yeah, I think this will do for now. We're gonna move it, because I don't like my entrances to face. Okay, I do kind of want to rip off Best in Slots entrance, where we have like a car park. I do kind of want to rip that off, which, is that a little terrible to say? Yes. Am I above that? Not particularly. Alright, let me get one of these paths. Yeah, I'm not particularly above ripping off the creators that I like, because yeah, no, they have great ideas, and you know, good artists borrow, the great artists steal. But I am gonna try my damnedest to give it a twist, realizing now that I'm not. Alright, we're just gonna get some concrete. Place off. And steel. Yeah, we're getting some concrete, and we're stealing ideas. Concrete, and steel. If my friends are in the audience, at least one of you will get that joke. If you are not in the audience, I implore you to watch the hit 2024 film Megalopolis by Francis Ford Coppola. And if you do not see that movie, you are missing out. It is one of the greatest pieces of cinema of all time, and I feel very confident in saying that, as that is my job, is to know cinema. And so therefore, I am more than qualified to tell you what is and is not good cinema. And Megalopolis, dear viewer, is great cinema. Oh boy. Do I really? Yes, I do. What do I need? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So let me get some vehicles. let me steal ideas. Metal, and then I need some kind of car. Would it not be in metal? There's a properties tab. Oh my goodness. Game. There's like organization. There's more categories because the ability to scroll down exists. You shouldn't have. Alright, let's put everything at 1. Alright, that's the amount of space that we'll have between each vehicle. And now, let me get some fucking parking spaces. Yeah, is it a little egregious? Is it a little obvious what I'm doing? Is it a little obvious that I'm marginally stealing someone's work? Yes, but remember, kids, plagiarism is only bad if you try and pretend that it was your idea to begin with. And I have no illusions of grandeur. I am aware that I am but a fool who, you know, could not have done this on his own. Now, I've seen many a parking lot in my day. Now, let me ponder how the parking lot will go. Confirm. Duplicate. One, two. Really should have done something more than going off vibes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, can I not? Can I not build there? Is that a build limit? Is that a build limit I see, game? No, it's not. You lied. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Yoink. 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 Okay. Duplicate. That's fine. That's very workable. And just like that, car park obtained. can pretend that there's a road somewhere. Nice little road leading us into the middle of nowhere. Let me get some more vehicles and scatter them about. Because okay. I do feel a bit off. A bit daft even. A bit daft. Taking this idea very blatantly. But it's a good idea. And I am going to be doing other stuff. But I just really liked the prospect of building a... I've immediately lost the vehicles. The prospect of building a proper launch area, because that's something that, like, I at least think is really cool. Oh, vehicles is its own freaking category. I'm so dumb. So yeah, like... You know what? Mine will be incredibly accurate, because it will have dickheads in trucks who don't know how to park. Turn this off. Average American car park. Yeah, you get the idea. Street lamps. Now these are always in the least convenient spots possible. But I do have an idea of how I'm gonna kind of divvy up the car park. All the zoos I've been to in all my years, all my days. One of my favorite, I guess one of my favorite, I'm realizing now I should turn this all into a group. One of my favorite, things to do, because I'm an incredibly fun person, is memorize where we parked, because of the fun little, like, quirks to the parking lot. Like, just memorizing what section we parked in based on what animal and number that we parked at. I think that because I am, once again, incredibly fun at parties, loved memorizing that stuff. I think that that's a normal thing. So I'm going to do that here, because I think that's a neat thing that I haven't seen anyone else do. Now, how are we going to do that, you are asking, my astute viewer? The simple answer is with signs. We get the banners from Jurassic Park, and we use those. Align to surface is on. Okay, I need a hanging one like this. Come on, little one. Let me like genuinely think of how I'm gonna pull this off. Okay, here, and then I don't know how that managed to go all the way over there, but go off. Okay, there's got to be like a build limit or something for advanced move that I'm like just not aware of, where like you just can't get too close to the edge. Or else it'll crap out, because that's seeming like what's happening. This music is very cheery, and I appreciate that. I'm not appreciating that this is a Jurassic World sign, though. Where's my Jurassic Park sign? This is Jurassic World. Where's my Jurassic Park sign? Where's my goddamn sign? Jurassic World. Jurassic Park. Yes. Okay. Position snap, find a service. Yep. And right here. Oh my god. Wait, do what you just did again, game. Please, I beg of you. Come on. Come on! Yes. Go to global. I need 15. Confirm. Advanced move. Yes. Let me get out of that. Advanced move. Global. Okay, cool. Confirm. This will be the yellow one. The yellow lot. For the yellow row. This one will be, we'll say blue. Did not mean to do that. Or that. I'm going to ignore the Americans, as you always should. Note to all my non-American viewers, all 12 of you, Americans do not know how to park or drive, despite our entire infrastructure being built around fucking driving. No one here knows how to do it, especially in the great city slash state that I live in. So yeah, there's my travel advice to those of you trying to come to the greatest city on earth. Is yeah, no one knows how to drive, even though our entire fucking infrastructure is built on it. And that's just the way it goes. Alright, now, you down there, you lot in the back, will remain unattended to. Boom, boom. No, I feel very spoiled by Kyodenic, because of the path mod that he put out. It just really makes everything so much easier. Okay, so you go through here, you get your ticket to Jurassic Park. And yeah. Let me actually do some editing real quick. Is there a select all button? Nope. Just vibes. Just vibes, just vibes. Let me change. Ooh, that's new. Didn't know that was an option. Let me do that. I don't even know what that changed. Ooh, I did not want to do that. Ooh, that was a bad idea. That was a really bad idea. And my undo button doesn't work, does it? No, it doesn't. Oh, I shouldn't have even done that, because I already had it copied from before. Phone call. Not right now, please. I beg of you. Yeah. Okay. Let me change these to match the color. And then I'll change the brick, maybe? Maybe. Boom, boom. I think the brick should be darker, possibly. Why is... Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna change this. Yeah, I think that's pretty neat. I don't think it's perfect, by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's pretty neat. I do want to add some decals there. If I have some nice decals that I can put in the background, that would be absolutely phenomenal. But it's not looking like I do. It's giving me some slight concern. I want like fake trees. It's not looking like I have that. It's really not looking like I have fake trees on hand. Which, you know, okay, that's fine. That is fine. I'm having a thought, and that's dangerous. But the thought is... Oh, I'm also realizing I need to literally connect to that path. Can I connect through here? I'm gonna have that pathway. Oh, wait. You know, actually, no. I'm gonna have a real path there. Should I? Because I have planters there. But I need to connect to the park. That's the thing. Like, this is your enter, you get your ticket, you go out. Okay, and then I'm gonna build a big old wall. I really am American, aren't I? Topical humor. The best way to deal with your authoritarian government is to mock it. Yeah, chain link. Yeah, chain link bucket. Create group. Those aren't really close enough. Edit group. Advanced move. No, we just need to duplicate one. Don't need to duplicate both. And I'll put restrooms there, I think. Duplicate this. Rotate it 90 degrees. I mean 180 degrees. And shimmy it on over here. Yeah. Just like that. Now, the guests can't skip the queue. Skip the good old fees to get in, because that's what we're all about. We're all about capitalism here. We're about making sure people are charged money. We're gonna make infinite money.
For when you gotta go, I suppose.
Shut up, Jeff. Whenever nature calls, use our amazing public restroom. Now, I've never played Planet Zoo, but going from Prehistoric Kingdom to this, it's honestly not bad. You know, and for a evolution game, this has been very refreshing. Now, do we segregate our public restrooms? I say, the hell with it, we'll segregate. Despite my wokish tendencies, we will split the bathrooms. Not because it is easy, but because it inconveniences our guests. It makes my life a little more difficult. Or, better yet, we do it because it'll make us seem unique from other people building parks, and it'll also make it seem like our restrooms have higher capacity than they do. And I think that that's a beautiful thing, is to trick the guests into going into our toilets when they don't particularly need to. I'm gonna put on movement snap. Local. And let me make the sign bigger. And now, we are horrible capitalists. We as in this game. So do we bother providing pads and all that in the bathrooms? I'm going to include this wheelchair accessibility sign because it would make me feel very nice. It would make me feel a little better because at least our park is inclusive. We may be horrible capitalists, but by golly, are we going to be good to our people? Which is why the bathrooms are going to... Which is why the bathrooms are going to have basically an open fucking roof. You are not safe from the elements here. You are going to be subject to a canvas roofed bathroom. All of the smells and everything will be coming straight on out of there. You will not be escaping. You'll be feeling the love. Shrink this down a peg and scoot over me. Who's calling me? I've been recording for an hour? Golly. God fucking Lee. Okay, there we go. Bathroom is done. Duplicate it and repeat it on the other side. I'm realizing the collision is a bit of an issue. So we're not going to worry about it right now. But anyways, this is our entrance, and this feels really lame. Let me put a building here. Let me check to see that guests can actually get in. Like if I put a building here. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, our restaurant is now open to use for whenever nature calls.
Cool. So that is accessible in the eyes of the game. Now, when I enter first person mode, gee willikers, look at me. I'm in Jurassic Park. Can't actually go in. Granted, now thinking about it, the guests aren't going to be able to go in either, so... Here's what I'll do. I'm going to Hyperloop. I'm going to leave that right now. Edit it. We're going to get another Hyperloop. Disguise it as something here. But just so the guests aren't exclusively aren't only congregated at our bathroom, because the exit is pointing, or the entrance is pointing out that way. So by having this Hyperloop here, it'll help disguise the horrible truth. Path. The horrible truth that we are not really doing a good job of taking care of our guests. Cool. So now guests will be able to access the park. Which, that's nice. I need to figure out what I'm going to disguise this as. Oh wait, I know. I can disguise it as like an information thing. Info? Do we have an information sign? Not particularly. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Edit the group. Not enclosures. Don't be dumb. Let me get a... I mean, I want this to be more so a kiosk than anything, so what I'll do is I'll basically... No, because people are gonna come out of it. Just gonna make it out of bamboo. You know. Not perfect. Okay, this is something that bothers me. You can't make your curved... You have to be very specific with your curved walls. Cause... You, like... Okay, so now the game apparently wants to work with me. I have no idea why it suddenly decided now it'll work, but it has. So I guess my point is moot. Moot. Whatever. What I was going to say before the game so rudely fixed an issue I had with it was that you couldn't have your curved walls connect with your non-curved walls. As if you did, they just wouldn't connect. But I have an odd suspicion that was hotfixed. Which would be amazing if true. But I'm a little bit in shock right now. Can I get a longer one? Game. I just complimented you, game. Don't make me look like a fool now. Come on, game. You're so mean to me. Oh, you're so mean. Fucking hypotenuses. Okay. You're gonna make me do this panel by panel, aren't you? Anyways, back to the decals. Information sign. Game, you're not nice, you know that. The camera's bothering me. What the hell? What the hell? Whoa, wow, okay. Nauseating. That was bad. That was real bad. I don't ever want to experience that again. That would be great if I never had to experience that again. Oof. Yeah, I don't get motion sick. That was unpleasant. Yeah, incredibly unpleasant. Let me get a door. The door. I should have done a double door. That was a satisfying noise. I liked that. I liked that quite a lot. Come on, be nice. Will it really kill you to just throw me a bone here? The answer is yes, it will kill the game to throw me a goddamn bone. Why is it... Okay. That's doable. There we go. So now, it's an information kiosk. Look at that. I'm not a hack. Oh, goodness. I feel like it needs... It's... You know what? It's deceptive, but it's fine. No one has to know. It's our little secret. That means I can delete this path that's bothering me. Path is connected, game. Okay. This, small. Oh, I'm stupid. That's not a real path. I'm so dumb. I built the thing and I forgot that I didn't put anything else there. I am an idiot. It's 2 a.m. Give me a break. Okay. But anyways, okay, that works now. Cool. Alright, so this is going to be the start of Jurassic Park. Insert country there. I need to figure out what to put on that cornerstone. Let me turn collision off and duplicate. And then continue to be confused as to why it's not letting me place it. Like, it should fit. It's just forcing itself to not fit. Let me build... Let me do this the hardest way possible. Restroom. Custom. Put it at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, our restroom is now open to use for whenever nature calls.
It's doing that thing where it says that you can't put a building into a group. It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You mind telling me why? That would be helpful. You tell me what's wrong with the group? No? Okay. Thanks, game. I hate this bullshit. I have no idea what's wrong with it. But all I know is that it won't let me do it. It hasn't told me why. It just says it can't. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Is it because they're all in tiny groups on their own? Is that what it is? No. Because they're not. You know what? I'll just leave it. I'm going to ignore it. That's what I'm electing to do, is simply ignore it. I feel like this needs tier on its own. Let me also add solar panels to the information center. Just so that I can feel like we're environmentally conscious. Even though we are, as I stated prior, evil corporation. But evil corporation needs to pretend to care about the environment, or else evil corporation doesn't get tax breaks. Or whatever the hell, in my perfect society. Now granted, these solar panels are not facing a good direction. However, evil corporation does not care, as this is entirely performative. And those solar panels do jack shit. Alright, cool. Cool. I really like this arrival point. I know it's a really stupid thing to be happy with, but I am happy with it. This is stupid. Yeah. Hopefully that gets fixed sooner than later. Alright. I'm gonna stop recording at 2 hours, full stop. But I'm not gonna build a little garden area, because that would just be blatant plagiarism. But, I do have an idea. I want to build a little, I want to get my staff ready, and I'm going to build a hatchery sort of area. So, custom design. We're going to do something a little Planet Zoo-ish. At least I think a little Planet Zoo-ish. And we're going to merge. Not actually going to merge, but we're going to sort of combine our operations buildings. Granted, these buildings will mostly be just decorative. But I do want to have them. Why do you need a water tower? That's such a oddly specific thing. But sure, I can oblige. I want a Din one because Din is stupid and lame. I can't raise it up, can I? Raise the helipad up. Alright. Now, can I... Could I possibly... Ugh, that is so annoying. That I cannot merge. I'm gonna keep trying it. I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. But making like a combination, Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. No, like this should be raisable. The fucking helipad. I should be able to raise it. Because it makes sense to do that. Because the actual freaking thing has a raised helipad. At least it did in the previous games. Did they get rid of the raised helipads? Just to spite. They did. They knew that I would say that. You think you're so clever, don't you, game? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you freaking do. Building constraints? I beg your pardon? Building constraints? Building constraints? And I'm not going to get an ATV, because I think the ATVs are stupid. I'm keeping the engine one, because I love the engine one. And I'm keeping the Jurassic Park Jeeps, because I like the Jurassic Park Jeeps. This will be a road. Give me a faster treatment, and give me an additional NVU, and give me additional range team, and advanced training. Not that I'm ever going to use these guys, but point stands. Wait, what am I doing? Scenery, floors, asphalt. I can't undo. I forgot. Silly me. Game, sometimes you confuse me. This is one of those times. Let me do my show. Okay, cool. Decals. Good group. Decals. I don't feel like that's a good crosswalk. I am gonna throw the helipad one on. I don't want to add it to that group, though. That's the thing. But it's gonna force me to. I really don't want to, though, so I'm gonna wait on that. Because then it's gonna put me into that thing. Wait. Okay. Let me finish this parking lot up a little bit. Props, I guess. I don't think it would be props, come to think on it. Facility props, maybe. Yeah, we'll do this. No way. No shot. That's new. For the Ranger vehicles, let me get a... I don't think that they'll need a mobile generator. No, I'm not going to need camera pumps either. Gas tankers probably, though. Fuck it, propane. And rope. Don't know what they'll need rope for, but they sure got it. And additional generator. Ah, but these were what I was looking for. And I will be using these to make fences for them. Or at least border, like outlining the fences for them. Okay. This is promising. This is promising. In a lot of ways, we're off to a decent start. In a lot of ways, we're also more behind than I would like. But baby steps. Rome was not built in a day. And Jurassic World Evolution, playthrough episode 1, was also clearly not built in a day. It's clearly built over at least multiple days. Alright, let me... more decal work. Let me give you the default ones. accidentally throw these into the... This is why we don't use blueprints, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we do everything ourselves. Actually, you know what? This is why we always bet on nothing. Dangerously close to the 2-hour mark, but that's fine. Cool. Okay. Now we make it harder for ourselves by adding the walls. Walls? No, let me do fences. If I can find them. I want metal fences. Because I am a very smart person. I guess my question is, no, those definitely can't fit, right? No, those can 100% not fit. Okay, here's what we'll do. Wait. What the hell? How are you supposed to... They didn't think about this, did they? Wait. Let me think. Let me ponder. I need... Okay, like, this makes sense. Okay. This is chilling. Obstructed by what? Don't say it's obstructed by the thing that's... You know what? It's fine. We got some phasing. We got some phasing. There's ways that I can fix it later. Cool. That's like... that was not fun. That was pretty unpleasant, actually. That was quite nerve-wracking. Hence why I had to log in and go non-verbal, as the kids say. Whew. Gee whiz. 15 minutes. What can I get done in 15 minutes? The answer is nothing. Oh, this isn't even done. I still gotta pad the frickin' columns. Ah. Okay. We'll do not these columns. Sure. What the hell? Sure. Okay, so that way, the dinosaurs know where to go. Biomedical facility, had a group. Scenery, walls. Do I want it to be brick? Yeah, I think that's kind of like the theme we've got going so far. Diagonals. Weirdly, no. It was a very workable diagonal game. door. Cool. Give me the brick ones that are not on the grid, please. If I give you, I know you have them. I know they exist. Or maybe I'm going crazy. Is it only for brick 2? It better not only be for brick 2. I got a suspicion that it's only for brick 2. I'm starting to think my suspicion is correct. Okay. Cool. That seems to have changed nothing. It did indeed change things. Okay, cool. Doors. We'll do these doors. I should say. Because I like those doors. Cool. Let me add a decal. I do not recall what this text says. Does it say nothing? Oh, it's a paddock sign. Let me put a no smoking here. And let me put a... I have no idea what that's even supposed to be. Definitely need that. And let me get a... Yeah, okay, cool. Nearly at the 2-hour mark. Really not liking that. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. little dangerous for the helipad. Oh, am I kidding? It's very dangerous for the helipad. I think it's very dangerous for the helipad. But, nevertheless, let's put on our roof. We're making a green roof. Fuck it. Live the dream. One of these. Align the surface on. Bar. Move snap. Make it on the grid. I haven't even come up with what the evil corporation that I run is called. Like, I guess we're InGen. We can't just be InGen. I mean, I've already got InGen branded helicopters. You know, may as well just be InGen. Anyways, planters are down. Let me get some. Okay, yeah, that's annoying that I can't filter by type. Or yeah, random rotation on. Just throwing in random plants so that we have plants. Because that worked so well for the original Jurassic Park. It definitely didn't get poisoning from West Indian lilac. That would be preposterous. We would never allow such a thing to happen at our very safe, very ethical Jurassic Park. I mean, look at what we have on our roofs. Look at this garden that we have up here. Yes. Look at us and our environmental conscientiousness. That absolves us from all criticism, obviously. Poisonous plants in our dinosaur pen? Oh, preposterous. Absolutely preposterous. Of course we have an idea of what an extinct ecosystem is like. And none of these things will react aggressively if necessary. The only one on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. I bring you two on here to defend me from these characters, and the only one I have on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. Thank you. Well, they're here. Our target audience. Grandpa. Kids. I do not need Big Bush. In my personal life, yes. In the video game life, no. That was so stupid. That was so fucking stupid. You know what? It's fine. We're an after dark channel. It's fine. But I think that is the paleomedical facility fucking down. Ate that shit down. Beautiful. So now, we are nearly at the 2-hour mark. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up at this point. Cause what the fuck? Let me fucking do my show. I gotta stop quoting that Billy Joel thing. No one knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and that's what's important, is that I, target audience me, is aware of the reference I'm making. I'm not gonna put a green roof on these. Should, but I won't. Instead, what I'll do is, because this is a security building, I'm going to add I'm going to do like the solar panels, I think. Let me also, what if I give them a tiny little bitch door? No, I'll give them 2 tiny little bitch doors. So that way they feel like moderately inconvenienced. Actually, no, one is an entrance way, one is an exit way. And let me turn the snap on. Let me turn random rotation off. Realizing now that this is going to be marginally to severely inconveniencing myself as the builder, because the whatchamacallit doors are evil. Ha, you're funny, game. You knew exactly what I was doing, and you knew exactly how to punish me for it. I applaud you for that. Okay, so roofs. Roof. Don't want glass. Metal, yes. Water. Now let me add. Shouldn't have just looked at panels, should have looked at solar. Get some more. Do I want girders? I feel like a girder is the right way to go with this. Get some metal ones. Is it slightly off? Ooh, that's majorly annoying. Incredibly annoying. Okay. Some days you do a thing and it makes sense. Other days the sense makes you, you know? So, now, they've got a way up. They're not the maintenance team, but that's neither here nor there. Look at security stuff. Look at the camera. Oh, wait, that's actually quite neat. And also makes total sense. Ah. See, I'm not like a person that does this stuff for a living. I'm an art student. So I didn't even realize that, like, I could do this. This makes so much sense. It is so much safer than just straight up walking on the roof. I am still gonna make them walk on the roof, though. But that's, again, neither here nor there. Do I give them a little... No, that's not even like a step. Yeah, I think that's kind of nice. And now let me go to props. A couple of air conditioning units. Feels right. Even though it's technically not. Let me get an aircon duct. Going, just blasting right in here. Because that's 100% safe. But again, I say, we are an evil corporation. Safety is not really our concern. Definitely needs, as this is going to be dealing with helicopters and stuff, they definitely need a communications tower. I don't think it's that big. Yeah. A very sleek and modern design for an antenna. Right there. And you know what? Fuck it. We'll get two. That 100% makes sense. Totally. Alright, we need some decals, and we'll call it a night there, because we are over the 2-hour mark. And no photography. And we get some nice little signs. If I can find them and go to the right tab. I want attraction signs, but I do want do want is... Yes. No. What's a very security-looking thing? Yes, very specific. I don't want to put that there, but I also do, because I'm an idiot. Go to my props and... Yeah, this is also supposed to be a circle, by the way. I don't know what it is with this game and circles, but I have my graphics on high, but it just doesn't do it. And I have no clue as to why not. But that's neither here nor there. It seems very here and there, but you know. Yeah, have some cages on standby. I might be a little addicted. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, I don't like that actually. Because it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And like, I'm sorry, but that's not good. Why is the T-Rex one so small? Let me boost up the Dreadnoughtus one, and then I'll swap its place with the T-Rex one. Like, I get why the Dreadnoughtus one is huge, because Dreadnoughtus was supposed to be, like, the biggest thing in the franchise. Up to that point. But why is T-Rex tiny? I get a little Dunkel. Because I like Dunkel. And, you know, when you flip it around, it really doesn't quite look right, but that's fine. Let me get some cherry blossoms. I like them. I think that they look neat. And I'll put them around the staff area. So you've transitioned from your normal boring world into a beautiful little cherry blossom filled staff area. And yeah, alright, let's get a good look at the park. So, you've arrived at Jurassic Park. After a long, treacherous journey, you're finally here. And in you go. You go into the ticket booth, and you get your ticket. There's a bathroom over here. You know, wheelchair accessible, so if you can't afford to actually go in, you know, you can go there. But huzzah. We've made it into the park. You can get your information here, like your park maps or whatever the hell it is that people get. And you can go along, and if you're a staff member, you can visit our state-of-the-art staff center that isn't properly built. Or you can get to your job as a ranger, or your job as a paleo vet. And if we had a dinosaur here, you could be treating it. But similarly, if you were just a guest, just walk on here and enjoy the nice view. Man, this game is so much prettier than the last one. Our nice view through Dreadnoughtus, Pteranodon, Dunkleosteus, and Tyrannosaurus Rex as you look at our staff holding areas. Yeah, for a very first build, honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. So, I think that's going to do it for me. It's been 2 hours, and it is 3 a.m. So, thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next very long Jurassic World Evolution 3 video. Bye-bye.